Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome back to another episode of the Andy Ruther Show. That is me. I'm Andy Ruther, rocking my Britney Spears shirt today. Nobody talks about Britney Spears anymore. It's so funny. Everybody was on the Free Britney, was a big hashtag on social media a few years ago over her conservatorship, and everybody needed to free Britney. And then everybody realized, yo, Britney is crazy, like legit crazy, which is kind of funny because everything she's ever posted on Instagram or social media would let you know, hey, Britney is crazy. She's so crazy. K-Fed, I believe, I could be completely wrong in this. I think K-Fed gets majority custody of their kids. So the guy who's the dancer gets the majority of the custody. Like, that's how crazy Britney is. The guy who does dance moves. I'm just saying, that's a little wild. By the way, I'm battling an eye issue. I see it's on camera. I don't know if you guys can see this. Something's going on with my right eye. I don't know. It's like infected or inflamed, and it's continuing to get worse. So I don't know what's going on with my eye. I don't know. I'm putting in my 17-month-old daughter's her eye drops that we have left over, which I was told by the pharmacist wifey was like, yeah, just put these in. Maybe it'll cure it. Well, it's not working. So regardless, if you see a wonky, now I have two wonky eyes because my left eye is always wonky. Ever since I had a brain injury, the muscles there are a little different. Now my right eye is inflamed and swollen. But yeah, Britney Spears. That's what I'm talking about. I don't even know why I'm talking about Britney, but I am rocking the shirt. I am rocking the Britney shirt. Got this at Target. I don't even think they sell these. I think Britney got so crazy, Target just cut them off. They're like, no, we're not selling these. She's too weird. I follow her on Instagram. I haven't really looked lately, but that was a low-key fun little hobby or whatever you want to call it, waste of time that I used to do during the pandemic. Like, I got real into just checking out Britney Spears' Instagram in 2020, 2021, because she was posting all those wild videos. And Britney is like, that's a thing of my generation because we're basically the same age. I actually think she's like 2 weeks apart from me. Crazy that I know that. But Britney popped when I was a junior in high school, and she was the same age. So she popped when I was like 17. So for the longest time, I crushed hard on her. In fact, I'm gonna share something with you guys. This is embarrassing and funny all at the same time. When I used to work for Lance Bass on Sirius XM radio, when he had his show, Dirty Pop with Lance Bass, when I used to be on that show and write for that show, we talk about Britney from time to time because Lance is good friends with Britney Spears, or he was. I don't know what his status is now. But at the time, Britney had a residency in Las Vegas. She had a residency, I believe, at Planet Hollywood. And I always had this idea in my head, this is probably like 2015, that if I went to Vegas, I knew he could probably hook me up with tickets. And I always had this thing in my head that like, yeah, I'm gonna meet Britney Spears after her show and bang her. Like, it was this weird, and I wasn't even at that point, I wasn't even that much into her, but it was this whole thing in my head, like, yeah, I'm gonna use Lance's connection to Britney. I'm gonna charm her, and I'm gonna hook up with a girl I crushed on since I was 17. But she's crazy. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I am because I'm rocking her shirt. Free Britney, right, everybody? It's so funny these fads people get on and they just free Britney, then they're on to the next thing. I'm pretty excited about today's show, though. I'm really excited because I got some amazing, and I mean amazing, updates about gay Greg. Now, you guys have told me in some of the DMs I've received and some of the text messages from people who listen to the show that I know, they want more gay Greg on the show. They need more updates on gay Greg. Well, I got some juicy ones for you guys. I got some juicy ones from the little neighborhood about my buddy, affectionately known as Gay Greg. We'll start with this one. I put this out on social media, I believe, last week. Let's see. Yes, actually, 8 days ago. And I put this out on Twitter and I put this out on Instagram. I just said, for the Andy Ruther Show listeners, Gay Greg just went zooming down the street with his windows open, holding his lapdog while blaring Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. It happened. And it was amazing. So I'm walking up the street just to check the mail. We don't have mailboxes in my neighborhood. It's the community mailboxes. And as I'm checking the mailbox, this car pulls down our street. Again, we're in a cul-de-sac, or I'm at the end of a cul-de-sac. And it's Gay Greg. And he's got the windows down and he is just blaring. And I mean blaring. I Will Survive. You guys know the song, right? I mean, come on. Who doesn't know this song? It's a classic. You know this. It's a classic. So anyway, he's blaring that, holding his lapdog. Again, the windows are open. It's hot as shit. It was just brutally hot here in Cincinnati last week. So it's like 90 plus degrees, the terrible humidity where you just sweat walking out to the front of your lawn. I don't know why he's got the windows down. He wants the whole world to hear him, and he's just blaring, just riding his car, probably going too fast, which made it funnier because there's so many kids in the neighborhood, holding his little lap dog. And I just lost it. I was like, thank you. Thank you. I needed this. Changed my mood. Honestly, put me in a much better mood just seeing that. He is a character. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. He is he's like a straight up TV sitcom. He's a character. And that's just the start. So last night, I'm on the ladder by one of the gutters. They need to be cleaned. And I'm doing my pathetic job of trying to clean some of the gutters by the front door. It's just some dirt had built up, and I got the leaf blower, which really didn't work. And I'm just trying to kind of grab it with my hands and throw it out. So he's walking his dog and he sees me on the ladder, and he's like, I'm going to shoot off fireworks. That'll be a distraction. You'll fall, or something along those lines. And I said, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, the fireworks, July 4th weekend. I was so fucking pissed. Now, I've never heard him drop the F-bomb, which made it funny to me. So I get down off the ladder and I say, oh, you're talking about the neighbors up the street. And he's like, I'm so fucking pissed. I was on call 10:30 at night, and it's not even July 4th. It's July 5th, and they're shooting off fireworks in the middle of the street. He goes, I went off. I just absolutely unleashed. And he just sat there and he took it. And then I just walked right back in my house. He's like, how dare they do this when I'm on call? Which I was like, on call. I said, are you a doctor? I don't even know what he does. I said, are you a doctor? And he says, no, he's a nurse practitioner. So I said, okay. So now the conversation has begun with him. I'm off the ladder. I'm engaging. I know he's going to give me something good. So we talk about that, and I tell him how pissed I was as well. I actually walked out in my like pajama pants, just my pajama pants that night to the end of my driveway to see what the hell was going on because it was around like 10:30 Saturday night or no, Friday night. I don't know when it was. It wasn't even July 4th. It was July 5th, which would have been a Friday. So I was annoyed and we're talking about that. And it was the neighbors directly across the street from him. So this is the house that literally has mountains of dog shit. They don't clean up. It looks like their house looks like it would be a haunted house if it was Halloween. But now picture that haunted house 365 days a year. That's what their house is. Like leave it this way. When people come to my house, almost 1 out of every 2 people goes, "What's up with the house 2 doors up from you?" So that's what we're dealing with. This is the house that's just it's like they it's like they're living I don't even know how to describe it. They're clearly unaware of the situation, I think. I think they're that oblivious. So this is the house that was shooting off the fireworks. And it's just a couple with 1 kid, I believe, in maybe junior high or high school. So anyway, Greg tells me he goes off on him, and then he starts talking about the mattress. I should say mattresses that they have out. So garbage pickup was today for my neighborhood. And they have these mattresses, guys. I'm gonna show you pictures and videos of this stuff. They have these mattresses that literally look like they left Afghanistan. Like mattresses that maybe just were bombed out in Gaza or something. It looks like a murder scene. It looks like a thing again you would see in a Halloween movie because somebody was murdered. They look disgusting. Let me pull these up. Okay, these are the mattresses. Look at these things. Look at this. 3 mattresses, blood stains all over 'em. I don't know what's going on. So you have blood stains all over a couple of them. You can see in the second picture, their yard. I don't even know what's going on here. Half of it looks like it was in a desert or like a fire started. The grass is so burnt. So this is directly across the street from Greg. And these mattresses, again, are so gnarly. And Greg is going off like, it's definitely blood. I work in the healthcare industry. That's for sure blood. And he's talking about it. Do I have a video? I think I have a video here too. Let's see here. I think I took a video. This is kind of ridiculous. So this is me walking up the street to give you a better visual. The lighting's not as good when I put it in this software. This actually stinks. Okay, so I'm going to take this off so you can't even tell. All right. So let's go back to the pictures. Okay. So you guys get a visual. And if you're listening to audio, just hop on just to see real quick because it's absolutely disgusting, right? So anyway, I'm talking to Greg about the mattresses and how they're bloody. And he's like, I bet there's cum on there too. And I'm like, what? like, again, they're disgusting, they're bloody, they're old, and then he just goes there. He's like, "I bet there's cum on there too." I don't know why he would think that. I guess because they are a bed, but weird thing to say to your neighbor. So then he proceeds to tell me that the guy in the house walks around naked a lot, and he told them he sees them naked, and that's why they put up blinds. That's why they put up curtains. He tells me a few years ago, the guy was always walking around naked, and he's like, "It's disgusting," and he's got a tiny penis. So now he's talking about the guy's dick. He's like, "The penis is just so tiny, and I don't wanna see that, and it's just gross." So I told them, "You better put up some curtains. I don't wanna be walking around and seeing all that disgustingness." And then he told me that he had told his wife, "Maybe I should just start walking around naked." And he imitates himself flipping his dick around. He's like, "I'm just gonna walk around naked. See how they like that." So we got this disgusting mattress. We got the dude walking around naked. According to Greg, he made the guy get curtains. Greg, again, is saying that he's got just a tiny dick. And he's telling me all this, and he says he has some good pictures of the mattress. Those are actually the pictures that I just showed you. And I I gave him my number. So now Gay Greg has my number, which Brittany told me I'm gonna regret. I said, "No. Why? Why would I regret this? Gay Greg is amazing. I want all the text messages from Gay Greg." So he sent me those 2 pictures because he took them. Those are actually from his phone that he took of the mattresses. So I go in, and this is where, in my opinion, it gets juicy because the plot is now about to thicken with Gay Greg. I tell Brittany everything, and I say, "He said he's a nurse practitioner." So I go back outside to clean the gutters, and I come back in, and Brittany tells me, "He's not a nurse practitioner." I said, "How do you know?" She goes, "I looked it up." And then she told me something I didn't know. You can look up, which obviously makes sense. You can look up anybody who has a license. So this website, I'm going to pull this up so I know what I'm talking about. So this is the Ohio e-license professional website. It's just a license lookup. So it's basically like a Google search for a license. So if you have a license, anything from, let me see, anything from being an accountant, an architect, a pharmacist, a doctor, a chiropractor, you work in a casino, dentist, engineer, you guys get it. Psychology, a vet. There's a million different things on this. Motor vehicle repair board. I mean, there's a ton of different things on here. So if you need a license, which obviously you would if you were a nurse practitioner, or like Brittany is a pharmacist. Brittany's on there. If you put Brittany's name into the Ohio e-lookup, it pops up that she is a licensed pharmacist in Ohio. If you put my little brother, who's a dentist, if you put his name in there, it'll pop up. He is a dentist. Nurse, you name it. Everybody's in there. She put his name in there and nothing shows up. So I'm like, what? So nothing's in there that shows that Gay Greg is a nurse. And I didn't believe her, or maybe I thought she looked it up wrong. So I spent a lot of my time today looking it up. And I tried different variations. I know his full name. There's nothing in there that he is a nurse, let alone a nurse practitioner. Now, he told me he's been a NP, he's been a nurse practitioner for over 40 years. And then I remembered one of the other neighbors up the street told me, she said that Greg told her that he was a doctor. And she told me she looked that up and that was debunked as well. So he's telling somebody up the street he's a doctor. He's telling me he's a nurse practitioner. There's no record of him doing any of these things, which is even funnier to me. So I don't know what he does. And I don't know why he's lying, unless it's just not in the system. I Googled his name and I wasn't finding much. So I don't even know what's going on here. So I just think it's another layer to his legacy, right? He's the neighborhood gossip, the dude who's so flamboyantly gay, but he's not open about it. He's not out. And now you have this? I'm gonna need to get an update. I'm gonna need to pepper him with questions now. I need to find out where he works. I need to just this is good. This is good for me. This will be good for my time. Definitely, definitely something I need to do. And I think you guys need to know. We need to get to the bottom of this. But I just love that he's not on the board. And I love that he's telling his neighbors to put up drapes and blinds and curtains because he's sick of seeing the guy walk around with his tiny penis. The garbage picked these things up today. They did pick these up, these dirty mattresses. I don't know how you get to this level of dirtiness. Like, I want to know, were they sleeping on these things as recent as a week ago? If so, that's disgusting. I've had some disgusting mattresses in my day. As in, when I moved to Las Vegas, my roommate just got a new bed and a new mattress, and I had no money. I just graduated college, right? So my roommate who owned the condo we lived in, he gave me his bed, which was a great starter bed after college. Now I kept that bed for about 10 years. I don't know how long he had it before that. So that bed was probably pretty disgusting for all the disgusting stuff that I did. So you had that bed for 10 years. He had it for God knows how many years. But even that bed looked nothing like this. It looked nothing like this thing looks like it left a massacre. Like hostages were just executed or something. That's what this bed looks like. These beds look like. My bed looked nothing like that. It's pretty gross. I am fascinated by this house, by the way. It's so gross, and you know this. When I first moved here, they had rabbits all over their house. They had rabbit cages all over their house. So when you would open the garage, there was probably 4 or 5 rabbit cages, no lie. The rabbits weren't in the cages, but I don't know why they had them there. And then before Gay Greg told them to put up blinds, you could see into their house, and they had rabbits in rabbit cages along with all the dogs they own. So Gay Greg's convinced that they don't know how gross they are, which I think is kind of like a psychological study. When people are this gross, are they that unaware? Now they're foreign, they're not American. They're from Europe, but I don't know. It's so crazy. Like, do they realize the entire neighborhood hates them? I mean, hates them. I find it all funny. I don't care as much, but like the whole neighborhood hates the situation going on over there. But they're not aware. That's what's so crazy to me. I don't think they're aware. I've talked to them. They're nice people. That's the truth. They're actually nice, pleasant people. They've never been mean. Now they're clueless. I mean, the guy's shooting off fireworks at 10:30 in a neighborhood full of kids. I just think they're that unaware. It's like if I grabbed them and we looked at their yard and just said, what sticks out with your yard versus all the other yards? And they don't decorate ever until Halloween, which I find hilarious because they don't need to decorate. Like your house looks like a haunted house. You don't need to decorate. That's the only time of year that they really want to decorate. And they do it the day of Halloween. And here's what's funny. The chair that they use, that they put out for waiting for kids for candy, has been sitting in their lawn since Halloween. It's July 17th, guys. Let me repeat that. The chair that they used to sit in to hand out candy has been sitting there since October 31st. It's July 17th. I'm going to have to get some more info. Have to do some digging, find out some more stuff. Now I don't know what to believe because Gay Greg is the gossip, but if he's been lying about his job, I'm not saying he's lying, but I kind of am. I don't know. I don't want that to be the case, but it's too funny. Like, why isn't he showing up on the Ohio license lookup? Why isn't he showing up? How many times am I going to say this on this show? You can find out anything about anybody, job, work history, where they live. I mean, you can find out literally anything. I just don't know why people lie. It's amazing to me that there are people in this world who just don't realize, hey man, Google exists. Like Google's a thing. People are nosy. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, that's what's going on in the neighborhood. Thought you guys might like that. And I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you in the loop with Gay Greg and what's going on. Speaking of updates, we are almost at 100 reviews for the show. 100 reviews / ratings between Spotify and Apple, which means somebody's getting $100 soon. But we're still a shade under. I believe we're at around 90 reviews. So if you're listening to the show right now, pause it, leave a rating on Spotify, leave a rating / review on Apple, drop your social media handle if you're doing that on Apple. That way you can be entered into the contest to get $100. Again, 100 reviews for $100. Somebody gonna win it. So go ahead and do that. And we have a call today that I'm going to play. Quick reminder about the hotline. 859-935-0078. Once again, our hotline for the Andy Ruther Show is 859-935-0078. Okay, can we queue up this call? I got a team now working for me. And by that, I mean I'm going to push a button. I am the one working for me. Okay, so we have a call. Let's get to this from our buddy Freezy.
Hello, Andy. It's Freezy, your boy in Cincinnati. Just had a question or a thought for you. Do you think dating is easier now for like someone in their 20s, or do you think it's tougher? I think it's twofold personally as I kind of go through it. I think in many ways, like it's easier. There's more options, so many apps, all the different, ways to meet people specifically online. But I also think that's kind of a hindrance because I think people see it as having more options. And I don't know, I kind of, that's kind of what I've been struggling with. And I was just wondering, what do you think, about just the dating landscape right now? And also, like, what advice would you give me? Because I've been on the apps, kind of, I don't know, moderate to low success. You get a date here and there, but, just not much is stuck. But curious your thoughts of the show, and thanks.
All right, Freezy, I appreciate the call. It's a good call. It's a good question. What is the status of online dating apps? Now, I'm out of that game. I've been out of that game for almost 3 years now since I met Brittany. So I'm out of the online dating game, but I had about a 10-year run. No. Let me think. I can tell you when I first ever got on dating apps fall 2013. And I met her November 21. So I had about an 8-year run. And I tried them all, for the record. Tinder was the first big thing. Then Bumble came along. Then Hinge. Dirty Sports had a partnership for a minute with sponsorship for eHarmony. So I got a free eHarmony profile. I tried that. I tried them all. A lot of them. I know what you're saying. And if you're young, I get it. Here's the problem with online dating apps. I think there's pros and cons to everything. Like everything in life. Sorry, what I'm trying to say is there's pros and cons. it's a catch-22 a lot of times with online dating. The pros are that you can really vet somebody. That's also a con. You don't get to know them before you get to meet them, or like you don't get to know them naturally, organically. But the biggest problem I had is what you're getting to is that, especially when I lived in Los Angeles, everybody was always seeking something better. Nobody was ever satisfied. By that, I mean, I fell into this. You'd meet a girl, you'd kind of like a girl, and you'd always still want to see what was out there. So you just pull out your phone. And that's a problem. And it's addictive. It's addictive. Online dating is addictive. I went through stages where I was going on dates way too much. It's addictive. And if you have an addictive personality like I do, it's not healthy. Like, I went through some really, really insane stages where I'd be meeting a ton of different girls in a short amount of time, trying to see how many I could hook up with. It's at the end of the day, look, it's fine. I was young. At the end of the day, it's not bringing me anything, not bringing me any meaning. I'm not saying I regret it because you do what you do, but that's a problem with online dating. My advice would be, if you do meet someone you like, don't go on the apps. And that's hard. That's hard to do because, again, you're always looking for something better. I'm not just saying this because we have a kid together and a house and I love her and we live together and she's basically my wife. I literally deleted all the apps after meeting Brittany one time. That's the truth. Now, I'm a little older though. So this is 3 years ago. I'm about to turn 40 when I meet her. I had been through a lot personally, so I knew what I wanted, but I literally deleted the apps. That's a true story. I deleted all the apps because I was like, I really like this girl. But the truth is, we got to know each other before we even met, which I think is important too. And we were a little more old school. We spent long hours talking on the phone, engaging with each other, getting to know each other. I had a good feel for who Brittany was before I even met her. There was something about her that just clicked for me. And I was really into her. Her as a person, her mantra, so to speak. Everything about her, I just felt all the qualities that I love about her, about she's compassionate, she's understanding, she's chill, she's just a good-hearted person. I knew that right away. But also, if online dating is not for you, don't do it. I went through stages where I just got off it because I knew it was bad. Again, it's just like social media, where I got off online dating for 6 months or a year. When I moved back to Cincinnati in October of 2020, I didn't do any dating, any online dating, I should say. I said, I'm only going to meet people organically. So for about a full year, I did zero online dating when I was back in Cincinnati because I knew I wasn't in the right place mentally. I was living at my parents' house. I was dealing with the recent loss of both my parents. I just moved from LA where I'd been for 13 years. All these things I was trying to adjust to. And I knew I didn't want to deal with dating. And I followed my instincts, and I'm glad I did. And then I got back online dating and literally met Brittany like a couple months later. But the problem is everybody just thinks they can meet somebody better. That's one of the problems. But again, there are pros. Look, if Hinge doesn't exist, I don't meet Brittany. That's the truth. We met on Hinge. If that doesn't exist, I don't meet her. But if you're young, my advice would be not to push it too hard. What I mean by that is you always see that when they talk about sports, right? Let the game come to you naturally. Like if you're a point guard in basketball, you have to kind of just get in the flow of the game and let it play out organically. You can't force it. And that's what happens with online dating. And I was there so many times where I was forcing it. I don't know if I answered your question. Look, man, everything's changed so much. I remember when Tinder first came out. It was wild. It was wild. I don't know how else to put it. And the truth is, I was like, is this for real? It was just so easy to meet girls. But that was 11 years ago. And it was basically a hookup app back then. And I know things have changed now. And I think it depends on where you live. I was in Los Angeles. I was in Venice Beach. Things were different. But what was crazy for me when I stopped drinking, I thought it was going to affect my dating when I stopped drinking alcohol, and it didn't, which is a good thing. Because a lot of times girls just wanted to meet for drinks. And then when I told them I stopped drinking 10 years ago, it didn't matter. We just ended up meeting for dinner or something. It's a brutal game out there, though, man. It's rough. I don't miss that. I do not miss that at all. So good luck. Good luck out there. But enjoy it, man. If you're young, too, especially if you're young, I always say there's no pressure. Like, I have kids. I have my first kid at, 41? Like, I'm the poster child for you can have kids late. It'll be okay. Appreciate the call, though. Again, 859-935-0078. That's 859-935-0078. And if you guys leave a call, I will try to get to it. What else was I thinking about today? Oh, yeah. I didn't get to this last episode because last episode was all heavy about my mom and death and grieving, and I didn't get to the cruise fight, which I love. Did you guys see this? This is kind of old. So maybe I missed the boat, but I don't care. Literally. See what I did there? So there was this wild fight on a cruise. Was it a Carnival Cruise? I'm going to have to pull up the info to find out what happened. There was this wild fight, on a Carnival cruise ship. So this story is from July 5th. So this is a couple weeks old. So a large fight broke out on a Carnival cruise ship. And this guy posted the footage on TikTok, but they removed the clip. Of course, TikTok's the worst, man. They remove everything. But somebody had already ripped it and posted it on Twitter. That's where I saw it. So this fight happens on a Carnival cruise trip. So this guy found the fight breaking out at about 3 a.m. and he went down to look for some pizza. So he's probably lit, probably all drunk. And all these people were talking trash. And then this wild fight breaks out. You'll see people were throwing chairs. It's all kind of in the buffet line or buffet style line. Let's pull this up. Look at this fight. This is pretty crazy.
Oh, I better back it up. World star! World star! Back up, my man. Back up. It's going down.
First of all, I love the guy filming. This guy's great. He's instantly yelling world star. I have not heard that for a while. What's this guy's name? Who's the guy filming? Let me pull this back up. So the guy who filmed the fight was, where is he? Sorry, guys. I'm doing a terrible job. Nick Richardson, a 43-year-old who lives in Clearwater, Florida, of course. So this is crazy.
Hey! Oh, shit! Welcome to the motherfucking cruise. No, not me, man. Hold on, shit. Oh, shit! There it goes! There it goes! Shit! God damn! God damn! Welcome to the cruise. Holy shit.
This is wild.
Come on, man.
So this is an all-out ruckus.
Hey, come on, man. God damn. Holy
By the way, his narrating is great.
shit. Hey. God damn. Back up. God damn. Get him, homie.
So finally security shows up. Imagine being that security guard. How bad would that be? You got to deal with an all-out ruckus right in front of the continental breakfast area of a Carnival Cruise at 3 a.m.
God damn. Someone got fucked up. I just want some pizza. Where the pizza at, though? Let him know. Where the pizza at?
I love the two. This is what I love. It's him and there's another dude. It's two white guys filming just all these black women just beating the hell out of each other. I mean, it's savage. Absolutely savage. So what did Carnival Cruise have to say about this? I'm sure they've been banned. So according to him, Richardson, he said the passengers were talking trash to each other in the eatery before the clash escalated. Roughly 10 to 15 people participated in the fight. Carnival Cruise spokesman Matt Lupoli said, our security team intervened in an accident that took place. Doing a terrible job reading this. Carnival Cruise security team intervened in an incident that took place on June 6th. So this is a little old. As is our policy, we will not tolerate such behavior, and the guests involved were fined and will not sail on Carnival Cruise Line again. Well, that's kind of a W for them, right? Unbelievable. Not surprising. Not surprising at all. Girl, here's the thing. People don't realize, and I realized this when I was a teacher in Las Vegas, when fights would break out when I taught in the inner city. Girls won't stop when they're fighting. Boys will. So women don't stop, men do. That's the difference. If you get involved in a fight with men, they will stop. Women don't. Women do not stop. And I realized that literally my first week as a teacher, second week as a teacher in Las Vegas, when a black girl and a Mexican girl got in a fight in my classroom or walking from the building back to my classroom. And it was a racial fight. And I'll never forget, the Mexican girl pulled out a huge chunk of the black girl's hair. And even when I got between them, they were two 8th grade girls. Even though I got between them, they did not stop. I had a big gash on my head because one of the girls' rings hit me because she wasn't stopping. She didn't care. She was going to keep swinging. And I was a casualty. Little 22-year-old me, Mr. Ruther, was a casualty. Like, women don't stop. That's what's going on with this brawl at Carnival Cruise. Women aren't going to stop. We live in such a lawless age. Like, no one has regard. It's like I said a couple episodes ago. We got to lower the standards. Because, like, this is what's going to happen. And I'm not saying it's okay. You see it all the time. Like, you see the videos all the time of the lawlessness that happens on a flight or in an airport or at a restaurant. Everyone's so angry. Everybody just wants to fight. Why is everyone so pissed off, man? Everyone needs to relax. I guess I'd be pissed if I was stuck on a Carnival Cruise, man. I don't really get the cruise thing. I've never been on one. I'm not saying I'd never do it. I don't know if I'd do it. I don't know. I always think of those poor people when COVID hit that were stuck in their cruise on the room, like in their room. It like gives me chills, the thought of that. Can you imagine if you were quarantined in your room on a cruise ship? I'd go insane. I think about that stuff. But people seem to like them. My parents, I don't know, did they do a couple cruises? They did the Caribbean cruise. Man, they might have done a couple cruises. I don't know. I don't like restrictions. Right, and with the cruise, you're restricted. Now these cruises are they're basically, at least the way they market them, and you see a commercial, the cruise ship looks like a giant floating Las Vegas hotel. That's kinda how they market it. It's like a Las Vegas hotel at sea. That's how they market it. I don't know. It's not really for me. I'd rather just go to the island. "Oh, we're gonna do the Bahamas?" Imma go to the Bahamas. Imma sit on the beach, not just go on the cruise and then get off the beach for 2 hours and then have to go back on the cruise. Again, I'm not trying to knock them. It's just not for me. I know people like all these different type of cruise, like an Alaskan cruise where you can see Alaska. I do like that homeboy just went down to get some pizza. That'd be something I'd do. It's 3 AM, you got the munchies, you're just rolling down to get some pizza. Oh, snap, there's a huge brawl. I love that we live in an age where nobody gets help, they just film. Like, nobody wants to get help, they just film. And I'd probably be that guy too. Even when bad things happen, nobody you get in a car wreck, everybody's like, "I'm just gonna film it. I'm not gonna call the paramedics. I'm not gonna call 911. I'm just gonna film everything." Oh, some guy's getting his ass beat outside some bar. Yeah, instead of, calling 911, I'm just gonna film it. That used to be me when I lived in California. I'd always film all the weird stuff. Just film it. Then again, I mean, nothing violent, although I did film some crazy homeless stuff. So I just lied there. That's not true. Wait, what am I even talking about? I'm filming my neighbors. What, like, like, what am I talking about? I'm filming my neighbors' mattresses. Who the fuck am I? It's unbelievable. Like, what am I like? Jesus, Andy, pot meat kettle. That's what I do with Isla all the time now. I film. Brittany gets all mad. She's like, "You don't have any pictures anymore." I just love filming her. I'm obsessed. I just love filming her. And I love filming her eat. Kids eating is the funniest thing to me because she's trying everything for the first time. It'd be pretty hard to put a dish in front of me that I've never tried before, or at least have no clue what it's going to taste like. It'd be really hard to find a dish for an adult, put it in front of them and say, "Do you have any, like, you have no idea what this is going to taste like." Right? That'd be hard. So I'm always fascinated to film her if she's trying a food for the first time. That girl eats, by the way. God damn, does she eat. And they'll list, I'm gonna pull it up right now. They'll list at daycare what she eats, and they'll be very specific. Oh, they didn't do it today. Like let's look at yesterday in her daily report. All of the chicken salad, all of the cantaloupe, all of the mixed vegetables, all of the bread, none of the milk. That's the whole problem. We can't get her to drink milk unless it's in a bottle in the morning or at night. Just all of everything. That's what she does. I do love that I can spy on her too. They have cameras at daycare. It's not even spy. Is it spy the right term? Like, I can pull up right now, I can see exactly what she's doing, which is nice as a parent. And now, after having that, I would never send her or any other potential future kids to a daycare that didn't have camera. I want to be able to see what girl's doing. One, I enjoy that, and two, I want to make sure the workers are up to the right thing, doing the right thing. Like right now, I can see her. She's helping a kid push a cart right now. Oh, she actually just stole it. Yo, what the heck, Isla? She just stole that cart from that kid. And now she's pushing it. And then she just ran into the kid with the cart. Dang, Isla. So now she's like the bigger kid in the room now. She's one of the oldest now in her room. And then they move rooms every 6 months at daycare. She just took that like walking cart away from the kid and then just ran right into the kid with it. She's a maniac. I love her so much, but she's crazy. Speaking of that, I should probably get ready to go pick her up from daycare. Guys, you can follow me on social media at Andy Ruther. You can call the show at 859-935-0078. And you can also leave a rating or review on Spotify or Apple. You'll qualify to win $100. Who doesn't want free money? And I think I'm going to start giving away other stuff. I got some funny random stuff I'd like to give away. So anyway, I think that's the show. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys. As always, I had fun with this, and I'll keep you in the loop. Get some updates here. What's going on in the old neighborhood with Gay Greg. All right, guys. I'm out on that. Have a great week. Peace.